Imagine a voice AI agent that can handle bookings for your business, taking customer details, scheduling appointments, all without human intervention. In this video, I will show you how I built an AI-powered voice agent to automate bookings for a health clinic using ElevenLabs, Airtable, and MakeCom. I will also show you how you can adjust it and implement it for your own business. Stick around. Hi, this is Greg from Business Automated, and on this channel we help you save time and money with useful solutions to automate your business. If you have not already, consider subscribing. That helps us produce more useful videos for you. Businesses often struggle with managing bookings over the phone. You need human to pick up the phone and a system to record it. In this example of a health clinic, we'll show you how we are using ElevenLabs and their conversational AI as a receptionist, Airtable as the booking system, and MakeCom as a bridge that allows the AI agent to take actions. So let's take a look at the Airtable that we have built for scheduling of the appointments. Here we have the list of doctors. In the next table, we have the slots that are available. So you will see that there will be a name of the doctor, the starting time for that specific slot, whether it's available or not. The moment when we book a patient against this slot, it will change to being booked. On the patient table, we also have some basic information about the patient, like, for example, email, year of birth, reason for the appointment, phone number, and so on. So now let's try to book one of those appointments using AI. So here on this view, I will also add like additional appointment here that we want to book. So let's put appointment at 5 p.m. with Dr. Steven. Okay, so this is the appointment. This is an empty slot that we would like to book right now. So let's go to our website where we have embedded an AI agent. So you will see that here at the bottom, we have a widget that will allow us to start the call to book the appointment.
Welcome to AI Clinic. When would you like me to schedule an appointment for you?
Hi, could I book something for next Tuesday?
Okay, next Tuesday would be February 25th. Would you like to book an appointment for February 25th?
Yes.
I can check availability from early morning to late evening. Okay, I see a few openings on Tuesday, February 25th. We have Gregory House at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. We have Meredith Gray at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., and Stephen Strange at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Which of these times work for you?
Could I take the last appointment of the day?
Okay, that would be Tuesday, February 25th, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. with Stephen Strange. Can you confirm that is correct?
Yes, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. In order to book the appointment, I need a little more information. Can you provide me with your name, email, year of birth, phone number, and the reason for the appointment?
Sure. The reason is that I have a horrible headache of dealing with all those AI models. And my name is John Snow. The email is john@snowcorp.com. The phone number is 123456789.
And what is your year of birth?
I don't want to disclose that.
All right, John, I have booked you an appointment with Stephen Strange on Tuesday, February 25th from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Is there anything else?
That sounds good. Thank you.
Happy I could help with your appointment. Have a wonderful day.
And that's the end of the call. And as you can see, we have booked the appointment over here. The name is correct. The email is correct. Reason dealing with AI models, that is true. The phone number was also correctly captured. And this way we have a booking. So simple as that. Now let's take a look how this was implemented inside of ElevenLabs. So once you log into ElevenLabs, you can see the link in the description below. There is a part of ElevenLabs which is called Conversational AI Agents. And you can log in over here and you can create your own agent from the scratch. So what we have done here is we basically created a blank agent template and we went ahead to basically fill out the information that is needed for the agent to work. So the most important is the opening message as well as the prompt over here. So you can see that I have a quite extensive prompt that explains how the format should look like. The prompt also explains what to ask the agent, and as I was testing this couple of times, I also have added some of the things that were problems that were showing up during the testing. So for example, here I'm asking it, when you are sending the data, send it in ISO format, but do not ask people about ISO format. Like when the patient asks about next Tuesday, figure out yourself when next Tuesday is. I'm also specifying for it to use AM, PM dates instead of like more complicated number, which it tended to do. I'm also suggesting that once the appointment is done, we need to find certain information. So this is this general prompt that is set up over here. But then the next part, which allows it to interact with Airtable, is a set of tools that were added to this model. And you will see that all those tools here, so end call, that's a standard that is included in every model. But here we have some additional tools which allows us to basically interact with data inside of Airtable. The first one that was sort of a starting point is because the model doesn't know the time. So here we have check current time. And you would see that inside of Make.com, I have a simple webhook that the only thing it does, it returns the current time. So you can see that in the description over here, we have specified that use this to check current time. So this was also something that was mentioned here in the description. Do not ask the user, hey, what is the day today? Check the time by yourself. So this is where we would be using this with the prompt to check this URL to get the current time. Once we get the current time, we ask the model to calculate by the model himself or itself to calculate when the next Tuesday is instead of asking the user to provide date. So that's also important to mention information like this in the prompt. And this is what we are using to check for available appointments. So you will see here we have another tool, which is also Make Webhook, that checks available appointments. So you can see that for checking the appointments, we have a very narrowed down way of interacting with Airtable API. We take only two values. We take the start time and the end time for the range we would like to check. And what we return, we also don't return all the data from Airtable. We pre-format this data. So for example, if there would be like some slots that would have patient booked, so it doesn't get leaked or returned over here. And anyway, we are taking a view only here that shows available slots. So we won't be having any patient name disclosed and so on. So whatever Airtable returns, we are putting it in a text format to make it easier for the AI to understand, and returning it back based on the request. So once we are sitting here, you will see that inside of the appointment, we're using a post method, and we are also specifying here what are the parameters that needs to be sent. And we have general description, what is the intention for the parameters. And then for each of the parameters, we're giving examples how this parameter should look like, whether it's mandatory or not, what is the meaning of these parameters. And then finally, once we get the final step, once the user creates the appointment or wants to create the appointment, we have the final webhook, the final tool, which is also a webhook that is also based on Make.com. And this is the webhook that will be used for scheduling the appointments. And you can see that actually I have some errors over here. So because of those errors, I was able to go back here to the model and fine tune some of those prompts. So you will see that we start with a general prompt that describes this tool, what this is used for. And then we list some additional information saying like, okay, make sure you keep the appointment ID from available appointments and you pass it into the next step. You can update this. You can use this to update the information of appointment if you have the record ID of that appointment. And a little bit lower, that's the crucial part when we described all the parameters that can arrive inside of that webhook. So whatever we'll be sending to our Airtable, all those parameters here, we have them defined precisely in terms of the description here. And you will notice that some of the parameters are mandatory. So always take the patient name, take the patient phone number. Here we're also giving some examples of if there is a mandatory slot ID, what's the format, like what's format to expect. You will see that the year of birth is not required. So I made it optional. But in this case, I also needed to specify that if you are not sending an optional parameter, just ignore that instead of sending that parameter empty. So that was something that was also breaking the make.com. So if you don't want for the optional parameter to be sent at all, then this also needed to be specified because it would send, for example, null as a string and so on. Now, I also made email optional because people can use email or a phone number. For email, I added additional, making sure that it contains the @ and then appointment record ID. Here also I have specified that this is optional only in the case when you would be updating data, because it's also possible to create the appointment first and also during the conversation to update the information in the appointment. If something is misspelled or if the model repeats the information, because we send back everything what was booked back to the model. If something is wrong, the model has the ID of this appointment and is able to make an edit based on that. So save changes, and that's it. So these are the tools that are being used over here. All of those tools you'll be actually able to find in the description of the video. So these are all make scenarios, which allows you for a really simple way of interacting with Airtable API in the way you want. So for example, to create appointment, book appointment, check appointments, and so on. So you could use this for other use cases, like for example, list products that you have available or list content from any other view inside of Airtable. And you can see that like this widget, this is something that you also find here for embedding on your page. Before you embed this on your website, you can also test it here from inside of the ElevenLabs from the dashboard, and you can initiate the agent here and you can test all the actions and so on. So that's it. Let me know how you like this video. I hope this was useful for you guys. Let me know what kind of use cases you would be interested to learn more about AI agent and voice agent. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing, and have a fantastic rest of your day.